Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, so we've got our piece in, and we need to make or put a center in here. First, I'm going to square up this edge. Oops. I guess we have to turn things on, don't we? There we go. Okay, so we've got our center cut. Now we want to pull this out and turn it around. And the problem is I cut this thing to length, and now I don't have anything to grab onto it with. So we're going to rough it in first. And then we'll come back and put it between centers and cut it between centers. So, our first measurement. Okay, we've got it in the chuck. We've got it centered. We're set up on the center here. What we need to do is cut this side here first, and then we come back and cut this, and then we flip it around and cut this little boss right here. Alright, here's my original shaft, and this is the cam right here. And basically what we want to do is cut this down to size. And our size, or length, 1.5 inches. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a little dicum on that. Somewhere in that general area. And we're going to take my jacket off because it's so floppy. Alright, so now come in, catch our... Have we got enough room? Yeah, I think so. Bring it in to touch. Put our DRO at 0 and bring it in 1.5 inches. And that's where we want to be. Okay, we're not quite there, but I want to check it anyhow because I do not want to screw this one up. 1016. So we're about 100 thousandths away. All right, we're going to take it in tens. we're getting kind of close. We're about 40 thousandths away, so I'm going to put it on the slow travel speed. Uh-oh. All right, we're at 1442, so we got just about another 100 degrees to go, and we're ready to heat treat that sucker. Okay, so let's get the micrometer out and see what we've got. So we've got 1 inch, 15 thousandths. And what do we need? Oh, okay. We've got probably 45, 50 thousandths. All right, well, that's what we thought. So we want 9, 25, 35, 40 and a half. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, a little over 30 to go. Notice how I did that rather than calculate, because I don't trust myself calculating. And this should give us just about where we want to be. At about 15 thousandths. So there's 5, 10, 15, 16 thousandths. Perfect. Okay, we leave it at that. Let me go check the kiln. $1460. The last 100 degrees takes forever, but it also allows me to heat soak the metal. All right, so the next part of our operation is this little ditty right here. And we can go over that. We just don't want to go under it. And our measurement for that is 1 inch, 413 thousandths. And we've got 1.5. So we've got to pull about 75 thousandths off of that. Maybe let's do 60 thousandths off of that. Okay. Okay, we got ourselves a reasonably clean cut here. And this is where we're going to do our test. And our kiln's up to 470 something. Yep, 466. It's going very slow at this last part. So this is what I want to test. What's going on is, you know, this lathe was made in 1954, so it's fairly well worn out. But it just keeps going and going and going. Now the bed has got about a 4/1000 taper to it. So, and I've done this in the past several times. You only have the accuracy for maybe a foot. But if you tweak the far end of the bed, you can get this thing to square up. You just can't get it to square up for any distance. So you tweak the bed, and it squares up, and then you do what you need to do. And the reason why I want to do that is because I'm going to have to come back in and surface grind this surface, and this surface. And I need to be able to have it pretty square, because, you know, once the metal is hard, you can't really come back. So we're at 0, a little under 0. And here we are at 4/1000. So there's a 4/1000 taper. Bigger on this side, smaller on this side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the legs of the lathe and crank it up about, a half a turn, and see what happens. Okay, so we're at almost 1500, and it's looking to me like the kiln doesn't want to go any higher than that, and mostly because I got some shaky wiring here that I may square up before I actually do the final burnout. But I've got my heat blankets on here just to give it a little bit more poop, but obviously that's not helping. But we're at almost 1500. Should work. Okay, now I got to get some gloves on, because this is going to be hot. Now we're going to get our oil ready, and that's in this little 5-gallon bucket here. Turn our exhaust fan on. Grab my grabbers, and let's just see what we got. Whoa! All right, that's pretty good. It's still pretty hot, so we're going to just set it right here let it cool a bit. We're going to go have some breakfast and we'll be back. Okay, so we've got these three diameters resolved. We got this one last part back here that we need to deal with. So we've got to come in with a center. Let's see if we can get one that's a little bit more. There we go. All right, we'll get this close and then we'll come in and just kiss it. All right. We could actually just bring it right in. Now that I think of it, why not? You're not going to be able to see this, but I can. I want to make sure that our nut here is tight. Yeah, see, it's tight. Check it once more. All right, we're gonna go. Tighten everything up. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm thinking we're running pretty square there. All right, so now bring this back. Make sure we've got that cleaned out. All right, we're going to run that between centers. And we need to put a clamp on that. That looks about right. Okay, and let's get a little chip of aluminum for the screw. Looks like about that. I think what I want to do is take that off first, just to kind of get it down. And we'll take it most of the way down and then come back. Okay, so we're set up to cut this last diameter, and so let's just cut. All right, I think we're pretty close. So we're 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. Okay. So that's 40. So now, and we want to take about 10 off of that. So that's 30. So we take another 10, and that would be 20, and then a 5. Well, let's do 2 7s. Eight, 27. So then we want to end up with 10 thousandths. So we want to take 17. So that would be, if it was 18, it'd be 9 a cut. Let's go 8. We're slipping up to this thing very slowly. Okay, let's take a final measurement here. See what we come up with. And remember, we're 10 thousandths big. That's what we want to be, because we're going to heat treat this, and I'm allowing myself 10 thousandths for to come back and regrind it. So 8, there's 5, and there's 10, and there's about 12 or so. I can live with 12. All right, so that's pretty much that for that.